Where are we now? We could be anywhere across the continent of Eurasia, but in fact, we're right at the very heart of it, in Central Asia. China is a few miles in that direction, Afghanistan a few hundred miles to the south. This is really the crossing point, the central part of the continent of Eurasia.
And I've come back for a very special reason. Hidden in the samples of those 2,000 Central Asians was one extraordinary individual. His name is Niyazov, and he's directly descended from the man whose DNA, 40,000 years ago, had a tiny spelling mistake, the Central Asian marker. This genetic marker has spread throughout the Northern Hemisphere and been inherited by over 1 billion people. Branches of Niyazov's ancestors went on to people Europe, parts of India, Russia, and America, but Niyazov's family has always stayed here. Analyzing his DNA for the first time was an extraordinary moment. In an instant, I knew we'd discovered something very important. Now we're going to meet him. After nearly 2,000 generations, Niyazov still lives in Central Asia. I'm excited about meeting him again, now that I fully understand the history he holds in his blood.
Meet somebody who plays a critical role in our understanding of the genetic history of Eurasia. He gives us a direct line back to the ancestors of most Europeans, Native Americans, and a lot of Indians. So let's go see him.
Заходите.
Mr. Niyazov?
Да.
Здравствуйте. Очень приятно.
С вами тоже очень приятно.
Should take the shoes off.
Пожалуйста, давайте, проходите.
This is an extraordinary moment. You can make discoveries in a lab, but to put a face to a genetic marker as ancient as this, well, for me, it's truly amazing. He may be shorter than I am, but he's a genetic giant in our history. I'm gonna have to give him my blood speech, though. Hope it doesn't put him off.
What if I told you that your blood takes us back in history 40,000 years? Your lineage takes us back to the very first Central Asians, before Uyghurs, before Pamiris, before Tajiks, the very first people who lived here.
Только
Do you know what DNA is?
Вы знаете ДНК?
я знаю, конечно.
He have heard.
So it's the blueprint. That it's your instruction book. It's how to make
То есть это
another version
ДНК
of you.
дает вашу детям.
Now, the thing that we've been studying is known as the Y chromosome. And this is a small piece of DNA that doesn't really do very much except to make you male. So your Y chromosome you got from your father.
Чтоб чистый.
То есть вы
Чистый.
Да. Вот мой отец.
Pure.
This is a picture of his father.
Вот отец.
Вот который
В центре, да?
А это дедушка.
And a grandfather.
Дедушка.
That's great.
Father and grandfather.
That's fantastic. So that is a lineage, okay? Your Y chromosome came from him to him to you. Now, if we trace back even further, so we go from you to your father, to your grandfather,
Если
to
мы
his father,
проследим,
and so on and so on and so on, back through nearly 2,000 generations. If we do that, we reach a single man, one man.
То есть, когда мы это делаем, то есть вы, допустим, один человек, берем как человека,
Who was living in southern Central Asia.
который живет в центре Средней Азии, то есть Евразии, в центре континента. Мы живем, да?
Да, Средняя Азия.
Сердце.
Around 40,000 years ago. Now, this was a very important man because
Потому что
he is the ancestor of Europeans, Native Americans, and many Indians. So I can tell you with absolute certainty
я
that
могу вам точно вот сказать, с полной уверенностью.
your Y chromosome and his Y chromosome and his Y chromosome, they've been here for 40,000 years.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Мой кровь из нас чистый.
That means my blood is pure.
So congratulations.
Поздравляю.
Very interesting blood. It's absolutely fantastic to be able to do the work I do. I'm very lucky.
Я очень счастлив. Это просто фантастически то, что я делаю и что я нашел.
Every day
is like solving a puzzle. I go into the laboratory and I get a result, and it solves a mystery about
То
history.
есть каждый день у меня как бы решаю какие-то загадки. Я прихожу в лабораторию, начинаю что-то делать и получаю абсолютно уникальные результаты. То есть каждый день как бы загадки, каждый день.
Спасибо.
But the most amazing part is to be able to come back here and tell you the results that I
И
found from your
самое,
blood.
я счастлив то, что я после того, как получив результаты, я смог приехать опять сюда и сказать вам об этом.
Спасибо.
So I'd like to thank you for giving me both intellectual pleasure and real friendship and enjoyment.
Я хотела бы
It's great
сказать
to
вам
meet you.
спасибо за то, что вы мне дали просто интеллектуальное удовольствие, то, что я ученый, получил такой результат, я очень рад. И пожелать вам здоровья и счастья.
Спасибо.
So to your very important blood, which has brought us together.
Что мы стали друзьями, и что у вас очень важная кровь.
Чтобы приехали чаще. Снимали штуку. Я вам благодарен, что вы издалека пришли.
I'm very thankful that you came from the far.
Большое спасибо.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for meeting
Я
with
так
us.
боялся, что они меня делают.
Turned out the poor guy thought a doctor was coming to tell him he had cancer. No wonder he looks relieved. Genetically, we're so close. Yet from here in Central Asia, the descendants of Niyazov's ancestral grandfather ventured out to give us an incredible diversity of looks. One group traveled west along the plains of Asia to become the first Europeans.